Welcome to Following Funnel Force. My name's Brent. I'm here with my business partner, Glen, and we are here to just discuss some really fun things that are around the corner for us. Glen, how are you doing today?
And I'm doing awesome. Just excited to jump back on and share some exciting things and just have fun, honestly. I'm doing great.
Well, that's awesome. I know that we were talking a minute ago about some of the cool stuff we're getting ready to go do, but I want to hear some exciting things. Is there anything that you want to share specifically about any client success or anything that's going on currently?
Yeah, I mean, we've got so many exciting things when it comes to really two aspects of our business, social media management and lead generation, really leveraging LinkedIn. And so what we've been having a lot of fun with lately is lead generation for financial advisors. And this has been a really cool space to kind of break into and figure out with just everything that's involved. I'm not going to get into all of that, but it's been super exciting. We've got, some really amazing clients over the last, really just a few weeks. And then in the social media space, we've got, obviously current clients, but there's people that are coming in that are in some different industries where they're really looking to impact their community, and they're starting to understand the power of their community and what social media can bring for not only them but for people outside. And so I'm just excited that we can, provide these different types of services that are impacting other people's businesses, their incomes, and their families in a positive way. So yeah, just tons of good stuff, really.
That's awesome. I know that we've talked about here really for the last year or so of the experience you had last year at the event that we're looking to go to this fall,
Yeah.
Russell Brunson's Funnel Hacking Live. And I know that you got a chance to meet some of the people that we've worked with and some different things there. But you picked up some clients at that event last year, and you're like, hey, we should go back next year and do all this stuff, and we're going. So tell people about that. How valuable is that? Who are we trying to connect with while we're there?
Yeah. Networking events. If you're a business owner, I think you're always trying to connect. You're always trying to build relationships. And sometimes as a new business owner, you're just trying to always get a new client. You don't really care about connecting. But let me tell you, when you go to some of these events, it's more about the relationships that you build than the clients that you sign at the moment, right? And so last year, I've always heard, Funnel Hacking Live is amazing. I don't know if you can see behind me, but I've got Russell Brunson's books. He just came out with a new one like a week ago. It's already on the way to my house. Like I'm a fan, like I like Russell Brunson, and so this event's coming up in September of last year, and Brent and I were talking. I was like, dude, I think we should go. And so I literally bought the ticket within like 2 hours of him completely selling out, and I went, and it was an incredible time because I learned to know, people that are just doing really well in so many different industries in their life, and they're impacting people. And I got to meet people from different countries, and it was amazing. Well, at those events, you get time to just network and hang out and eat food with people, and just not only be yourself, but you get to build friendships with these individuals. And obviously, from that event, we've made tens of thousands of dollars just from me going on a spur of the moment last year. And we're going back again this year. And for me, kind of going into it for a second year, it's not about, man, I want to walk away with $100,000 in business, but I want to go in there. How much value can I add to someone's life that maybe doesn't have the skill sets or the knowledge on certain topics, lead generation, social media management, whatever it is, that I know that I can, right? And if I can add value to them, they're going to probably add value to me. They maybe become a client. Maybe I can connect them with someone that is better for them. And it just becomes this really cool scenario where you can collaborate. You sit down in circles. You get a chance to just learn to know people's heart, why they do things. Because, man, entrepreneurs run the country. And if you learn to know why they do it, you just get so excited to be able to help them better. If they have a course that they're trying to put out there, but they can't get in front of the right people, and they're trying to help underprivileged children or underprivileged families, or they're doing all these things, it's like, why? And you get to hear their heart, and they've got a story, and they've got all these things. And when you can bring that to life for someone and just see it, that's what's so cool. And they get to do the same in return. And yeah, I know I'm kind of going on a tangent, but I get so excited about networking events, and I can't wait to go again this year. And Brent, you're gonna love it. It's gonna be a good time, and we're gonna be in Florida, so it'll be awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. That's for sure. I am excited about it. You know, there's so many things that you benefit from when you go to events like this. Obviously, there's going to be some great training and some other things that are specific to what we do in our industry, and a lot of people that we've been following and reading their literature, like Russell's obviously one of those, but some of the other really big names in the space. And I'm getting text messages from Glen last year. He's pictured up with Rudy and some of these other people that are like well known in our space. And that's really really cool. And yep, I'm excited to go and get a chance to network around. Definitely excited about building some friendships with some other business owners there that are in our space, being able to network a little bit more, and obviously help people figure out, if they can benefit from some of the things that Glenn was saying, some of the industry knowledge that we have, especially with like local agency stuff, because a lot of people they've been so focused for years on just running business online. Nothing wrong with that. In fact, we all heard this for years and years and years and years. Go online. The heck with brick and mortar, all this stuff, because your overhead, you can cut your overhead up, completely in half, and all this other stuff, or way more than half actually. But when people already have the desire to run business and they want like a dependable model, the good news for a lot of these people, they already have the online business and they've got cash flow from that. So now they can easily do a brick and mortar model where we can come in and help them like 10 times faster than we could, one of our typical clients who just wants to make it jump from their space that they're in. And maybe they're an advertising professional or marketing professional and they want to run their own business in like a local market. That's kind of who we specialize in helping with our local agency blueprint. But I think, Glenn, like some of the people listening in, it's like, how are they going to be able to benefit? Like, well, should they come to an event like this? And I think anyone that wants to be an entrepreneur could probably benefit in some capacity from Funnel Hacking Live. I mean, it's one of these things that Russell puts on to just obviously promote their software, ClickFunnels, but it's way, 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 way more than that. And like Glenn said, the networking alone more than pays for your your trip there, profits you quite a bit. But then all the other ancillary benefits, like the friendships you walk away with, and the business alliances and the value. We want to be known for people that are going to give some of what we learned away, and so we're gonna be doing that there at the event too. So hopefully, if you make the decision to go, you look us up and you're able to hang out with us some there. I guess not that we need to pivot away from this, but Glenn, is there anything else that you want to talk about when it comes to Funnel Hacking Live and Russell's event and stuff we're going to do while we're there and people we're going to reach out to and all of that?
Here's what I would say: if you are a business owner or you have a product or service that you want to turn into a business, you need to be there. I don't care if you're running a lawn care company or if you're running a crypto company or if you're selling socks on the internet. Like, you need to be there because you're gonna either connect with someone that can help you better, or you're going to hear Russell or Todd or someone from stage give you some knowledge that can take you from maybe you're profitable, maybe you're starting, whatever it is, from the business that you have to impacting hundreds of thousands of more lives. Because what I see is a lot of these brick and mortar stores, they don't know how to leverage the online space. They need to go just so that it expands your mind. So then you can start finding local experts that are actually good at what you want to accomplish. You don't need to get good at it. You just need your mind expanded. And if you're there for 2 or 3 days, it's going to be good for you. So that's all I would have to say. It's going to be a good time. Look us up and it'll be fun.
Yeah, totally. The new business owner, like what you said, like if you're new in business and you're trying to do stuff online, it's like it's just a no-brainer to like go to these events. I mean, Glenn and I have spent hours talking about deconstructing the event and everything that they trained on, which we've done a lot of events over the years with other business and whatnot. And the value that you pull from these live events is just it's way different anyway, because you're going to the event. It's like people put their walls down. They're able to go absorb information. You're way more excited to get the information because it's coming from people that are credible. And then you're able to turn around and then go talk about it with other people that are excited to be there with you. Nobody wants to have sleep. Everyone wants to just, go and like figure out like the silver bullet to their business the entire time they're there. And then they're talking about all their stuff with everybody. So if you find people that are in your space already, everyone's willing to share. You go and you can kind of talk shop the entire time with other people that are either directly in your space, even if you would consider them competitors, but then also other people that are maybe like not maybe in your niche, but like definitely in the same industry. And you might have a business alliance that comes to fruition that may end up profiting you lots over your career. And if you're new, you get all of the foundational training that you really truly need for your first year in business. And if you feel like you don't, there's going to be probably endless amount of people there that have courses and other things for sale and other tools and suggestions for you that you can walk away from for free. I mean, you pay to go to the event, but then you get all this other stuff as added value. Or you can also buy really detailed stuff from some of the people that are going to be selling, there's vendors and different things like that. So there's lots of stuff. Or there's stuff like, you're listening to this podcast. Well, hopefully you've checked out like our local agency blueprint page and you go there and you check that stuff out. But that would be something that would be almost similar. We just probably would be a little different because we focus on the local business, where a majority of the people at this event, they're going to be helping to add value to people with their online businesses, which is fantastic. Really great symbiotic relationship that we feel like we have with the community because of that. So it's really awesome. What
Yeah,
about you, Glenn? Anything else you want to add to that?
we do actually. When you're looking at what we teach with the local agency blueprint, it's taking you leveraging business online and bringing it to your local brick and mortar store. So you're still leveraging the online space, the knowledge, the tactics, all these things that your local community wants to, they just don't know how. And so it's kind of like this perfect storm where, you want to build a business online, but online is like super crowded because you've got all the great people that are so good at it, like us. No, I'm just kidding. You got all the good people that are doing it online, and then you want to grow with your local market, but you still don't want to have maybe an office. Maybe you do, but you want to get started. That's where we can really come in and show you, because that's exactly what we've done. We've taken our local clients and we've been able to serve them really, really well. Why not do the same thing? And so it's kind of that perfect relationship. That's what I would say. You take the online business meets brick and mortar. You take your genius and you bring it to local companies that want it. They just don't know how. It creates a really cool partnership. And you probably, if you do good work, you might have a lifelong client, but for sure in several years.
Yeah. Well, totally. That's so awesome. Is there, from like a managing, product services and stuff like that we do, we've gone through some changes over the last 6 month year. We're actually actively curating our chorus as we've been like delivering our goods to people, so to speak, in the local agency blueprint space. But we've been able to really dial some stuff in to really help people starting off with the local business model. Is there anything that you'd want to like just give as like added value, like something that people should do if they're looking to maybe get into the space of running a local business, especially in our advertising, marketing field that we're in, Glenn?
The best advice would be, what's the outcome that you want from running your business? I entrepreneur is such a cool word. It's like, I'm an entrepreneur, and so I think a lot of people, when you think entrepreneur, when you think online business, when you think agency, your mind a lot of times as a new on now, if you're seasoned, you've ran other businesses, this probably doesn't apply to you. But if you're a new entrepreneur, if you will, trying to break into the space, your mind hears these amazing terms and you're just like, money, lots of money. And that's kind of like your go-to. Well, I've got great news and bad news. You can make a lot of money. That's the good news. The bad news is if that's your only focus, you're probably going to make a lot of money for a very short period of time because you will not be focused on. It's just true,
That's
and
really good. Yeah.
you're going to be focused on how high can I charge somebody so that I make a lot of money instead of focusing on how can I give them the best service absolutely possible so that they never want to leave. Big difference. And the second thing is, are you trying to do it for the money or are you trying to do it for a better lifestyle for yourself? Which means if you do it the right way, you can slowly scale yourself out of the day-to-day operations. Another big difference from just jumping in and your mind is just on green paper, right? And so that would be my biggest advice, I guess, of what are you trying to accomplish. It sounds very simple. Most people overlook it because it's simple, and then they get into a business that they absolutely hate because it owns them. They've got clients that are calling them day and night because they're not delivering results. And it becomes this dream turned into a nightmare that they wish they could just burn it to the ground, and they don't have. You don't want to be in that position,
It's
Glenn.
gosh, no, that's terrible. It's interesting. We talked about some of this from a different perspective on a previous episode, and that's selecting the products you're going to offer
Yep.
while you're in business. And so many people go into business thinking, I'm just going to figure it out. I'm just going to start selling SEO services. I'm going to sell advertising. I'm going to sell this. I'm going to sell that. And it's like each type of digital marketing product does dictate the level of service you will have to provide on the back end. And that will impact your lifestyle. Not when I say lifestyle, you know what I mean, Glenn, but like a lot of people listening, they might not know what I mean. They might think lifestyle, like, oh, it's going to make my lifestyle better if I make more money. Not in every instance, because if you're making really high margins on a product, but that product requires service 24 hours a day, all of a sudden you don't work 8 hours a day anymore. You work 24 hours a day. So curating the right list of products and preferably and services, but making sure that that list is smaller in the beginning. And this is something big, and maybe we'll say this. I'll turn it over to you just to say, like wrap up stuff, and then we'll close out. But basically, there's a rule of thumb here. The fewer products you offer and you're known, you actually become the expert faster for two reasons. Because you're known for one thing and you can do it really, really well. And your speed to being an expert is so much faster because all of your time that you're not selling and you're not doing fulfillment, you're learning about that one product. And so for people listening to this, sometimes it's not better to offer 5 things. Sometimes it's better to offer 2 things and do those 2 things really, really, really good. And we started off in the beginning doing completely different stuff, and we've narrowed down our offerings over the last year and a half to really 3 things. And we still have clients that still pay us for other things that we did for them in the past, and we still will fulfill those. So if you're listening and you're a client of ours, you're like, wait a second. But no, we will fulfill those. But because we got systems in places now to do it at a high level, and we can continue down our track that we're on, and it's fine. But it's taken us a while to figure this stuff out. But now we know exactly what we're trying to do, and we're going to try to do a really good job of teaching other people to do that exact same thing. So any other thoughts on that, Glenn, before we close out?
No, I mean, just kind of a recap. It's like the old analogy. If you're trying to chase 2 rabbits at the same time, you'll catch neither of them. And I think that that's what happens in digital marketing because it's such a broad term and there's like a million things that fall under it. People are like, digital marketing, I can do everything. You start chasing all these
Nope.
things. Number one, it eats up all of your time, and you're like always trying to learn something new because you get a client and it says, "Hey, can you do this?" And you're like, "I'm a digital marketing company. Of course I can." Wait, I have no idea. Let me figure this out. And It sounds cool. It's really not. So you want to find one or two things because I think you can become an expert at more than just one. So the two rabbit analogy, kind of breaks down at this point because I think you can do two things or three things really, really well.
Sure.
But if you're doing like
Especially if the
15,
services support each other.
yeah, if they piggyback off each other, yeah, 100%.
Exactly. Yeah. Like we
Social
have
media links to lead
CRM,
gen,
like a really
big
robust
one.
software that goes with lead gen. And so when you have lead gen that goes with CRM, like what we offer, those are, product and service, it's just that goes together really, really well. It took us a while to figure out that equation, and then sprinkle in social media management to help fuel cold, basically cold prospects to be warmed up to you. All of a sudden now we've got three things that work harmoniously together for our clients. It's a really, really good thing.
Absolutely, because it all glues together and it's fun. It's like you have a car, but the car only works well if it's got good tires, good engine with good oil. It all works together. That's how some good offerings can work really good together. Your social media is good for lead generation. It's good for brand awareness, all these things. And you attach a good CRM system in there. Then you've got, visibility with all your clients and prospects, and it's beautiful. And this is exciting. I could talk about this kind of stuff all day, but I know we're running out of
Well, we'll
time.
save it for the next episode of Following Funnel Force. Hey, thanks so much, Glenn, for being here today. And we'll see and hear from you all. Hopefully, if you got any comments, please leave those for us or send us a message. We would love to hear from you all. Thanks so much. Have a great day. Bye, everybody.
Take care.